of cues that have come in from the global market front. And look at the cues that we're seeing right now from the Asian market front. How is the Asian market open? Mixed opening is what we're seeing on the 1st of December. Taiwan index is trading with cuts of almost 0.3%. We've seen Hang Seng that is managing to hold on to strong gains of almost 0.7 to 0.8% in today's trading session. Now, obviously, we're seeing Tokyo inflation data that has come in that is a bit hotter than one was expecting. Indian markets obviously will be reacting to that Indian fiscal Q2 GDP data that came in as well. And other than that, Kospi, that's trading with mild cuts. Nikkei is trading with cuts of almost 1.4% as well. ASX 200, 0.3% of cut over there. What is the Indian market indicating? What is the Nifty implied open indicating for us? A gap up start, 129-point uptick. But is this going to sustain by the time we open, or where the markets are going to be headed? That is something that we'll be keeping an eye on. As of now, Nifty implied open indicating almost a 130-point uptick there. But like I said, there's a lot of global market action that has come in for you all as well. And we have an exciting week coming in as well with a lot of cues there as well. So to set you up for trade, tell you which are the important stocks to watch out for, as well as cues in the world of F&O, we have our team of research joining in with us. First up, let's go across to Hormas to set us up for today's trade. And what are the important cues that we should be keeping an eye out on? Good morning, Hormas.
Good morning, Vinny. And after going into snooze mode after hitting record highs last week, the entire first week of December promises to be a very action-packed one. You take a look at the things that are happening in the first week of December. We have auto sales coming out today and tomorrow. We have the winter session of Parliament kick-starting today. We have the RBI policy decision on Friday that will culminate the week, and that becomes an all-important one, particularly after the GDP print that we have seen from Friday. We have the HUL demerger effective date from today, the record date on Friday, so that also promises to keep the markets in focus as well. Now, the last two sessions, the Nifty has traded in a very narrow range. It's just been 140 points from the highs to the lows, although the Nifty Bank, which has been the bigger outperformer, has remained near that mark of 60,000, continuing to make new highs and will continue to remain in focus as well, particularly so ahead of the RBI policy. Now, for levels, you need to, of course, watch out for 26,280 on the Nifty, which is Friday's high, and then, of course, the record high level, which is 26,310. And on the downside, 26,100, 26,150 has emerged as a support over the last two sessions, of course, with the range-bound sessions that we have had. For the Nifty Bank, 59,500 to 59,600 is an important support zone, more so because all through last week, the Nifty Bank has not closed below the 59,500 mark. So that is an important level on the downside. Of course, 60,000 will be the first one on the upside to watch for the banking index. And of course, today the first important reaction is the Q2 GDP print at 8.2% that we came out with. And that is the reason why the GIFT Nifty is up over 130 points despite the Dow futures being 150 down. So that is an important point to watch out for. The broader market breadth has been a point of contention over the last few sessions. That will be important to watch as well, because any recovery in broader market stocks is getting sold into very swiftly. IPO rush returns to Dalal Street. We have 6,500 crore worth of IPOs opening today, this week, majority from Misho. And of course, watch out for commodity prices. Copper is at record high, silver is at record high. Watch out for oil prices as well. So there is a lot to track, there is a lot to watch out for. But for now, the GIFT Nifty is for sure indicating a gap up start. The bulls would hope that this sustains going into the week.
Absolutely, Hormas. Thank you so much for that. Now, Nifty implied open indicating a 137-point uptick. But let's move on to Upasna, who's here to tell us which are the important stocks that we should be keeping on our radar. Good morning, Upasna.
Good morning, Vilni. Well, let me start with Lenskart Solution first. The company has reported its first quarterly performance post-listing. Now, revenue has seen a growth of about 21% on a YoY basis. Margins stood at 19.7 versus 16.5%. Now, Brigade Enterprises is another stock on our radar. The company has signed a joint development agreement to develop a premium residential project in Hyderabad, and the estimated revenue potential from this project is more than 800 crore is what the company has indicated. Arvind Smart Spaces also in focus. It adds new premium residential high-rise project in Ahmedabad, and the revenue potential from this one is about 400 crores. Quick Heal Technologies, the company has entered into a contract with NFSU Research and Innovation Council for implementation of integrated cyber solution, and contract value is about 64 crore here. NCC also in focus, as company has received additional 3 orders totaling 531 crore during the month of November 2025. 25. Next up is Tejas Networks. The company has received 85 crore under the PLI from Ministry of Communications. JK Tyre is the next one on our radar as the board fixes December 24th as the record date regarding the merger with Cavendish Industries with the company. VAR Engineer is the next one. The company receives order for the supply of 140 megawatt solar modules. Newland Labs also in focus as it approves 189 crore new R&D center in Hyderabad. So all in all, we'll be keeping an eye out for all these stocks in our radar today for today's trading session.
Okay, Upasana, thank you so much for that. But let's go across to Sud, who's here to tell us which are the important cues in the world of F&O. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Good morning, Vinny. So as Harmas told you that after hitting record high, market has gone into snooze mode. And it's not only in the cash market, but even F&O data is indicating the same. Even on Friday, if you see that just selling figure was very small, FIs have sold around 51 crore. They have added long position of around 400 contracts. They have added short positions of around 740 contracts. Longs exposure remains around 19%. So overall, it's looking a very subdued data from F&O front. If you look at the options data, it's indicating that range for Nifty is now from 26,100 to 26,400. That's the reason 26,400 call had seen maximum addition in the open interest with premium rising to around 27. And in contrary, on the put side, 26,100 has seen the maximum addition in the open interest. So support for Nifty, first support 26,100. If we fail to hold that, next support comes around 20-day moving average, that is 25,900. Resistance, first resistance would be record high of 26,310. If you manage to cross that, next resistance comes around 26,500. Support for Nifty Bank, first support would be 59,000. Next support comes around 58,700 and resistance would be around 60,000. That's the record high. Some of the stocks that might be in focus, two stocks that I have selected on the basis of fresh longs, and those are Varun Beverages and Novama, and two stocks that are seeing fresh shorts. One is Astral and one is from life insurance pack, that is Max Finance.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Sudarshan. We'll keep an eye out on those stocks in the world of F&O as well. But let's